All right, guys, today we got a legendary episode with my man Stevie Williams of DGK. Comes down, blesses the set. Crazy ass story. Make sure you watch until the end. Gives a lot of game on branding. He's been in this game a long time, and what he's managed to do is very impressive, especially when you hear about his come up and how he got to where he is. So shout out to all our sponsors: Raw Rolling Papers holding us down, Elements Papers as well. Also Faven Lighting, Under Canopy Lighting, changing the game. Make sure you check them out if you haven't already. And as well as Dr. Dabber. Go get an Excess. We just gifted Stevie his Excess. He loved it. You can go to fsotd.com and go to the sponsors tabs to see all the updated codes for all our sponsor hookups. And they want to hook you up just like they hook the show up and keep us going. So we appreciate your support with that. Also, fsotd.com, get online and sign up to become a member. There's 3 tiers to choose from. Get online, support the show. We did a lot of stuff on Off the Mic this episode that you guys definitely want to see. There's a lot of good game on the website or on the Patreon. Blackleaf, what else you got for him?
Yo, big shout out tier 3 members on fsotd.com. We get you hooked up with brands, but we also have behind the scenes. We do Off the Mic. Pack and I do checking in. We do a bunch of stuff we don't release anywhere else on YouTube. We only release it on fsotd.com. Same with the discount codes. If you're a grower, growgeneration.com, 60 stores plus nationwide. They do discreet delivery. It's the same thing with Drip Hydro. The only way to get hooked up though is fsotd.com. Go to the website, get the newest code, and get hooked up. I'm rocking Nickels and Dimes, one of our newest sponsors for clothing. I really like their stuff. And Stevie Williams, talk about branding, talk about pro skateboarding at 19 years old. Talking about being homeless. I mean, crazy story. First smoke of the day, tier 3 members. Shout out the family. Stevie Williams.
To turn pro, when I was 14, I ran away from Philly and hitchhiked to San Francisco. And I was homeless, skateboarding, trying to catch a break. But I was just so invested into what I thought was possible for myself that I kept going and I did it. I was able to get a sponsor that I liked, and they paid for my plane ticket back home and gave me money, and I split it with my mom. I'm like, look, I told you I could do this. I could make money doing skateboarding. She was like, well, fuck it, get it cracking. When I started DGK, everybody thought I was crazy to start a company called Dirty Ghetto Kids. Are you fucking crazy? And like, I'm blessed because it really worked out well for me and my family. All of this traveling around the world, skating for other people has to come to an end one day. And like, where are you gonna park your pro board at? You'd be surprised what a skateboard can bring in your life. If you make the right choices, yo, shit can work out, yo.
Hey, what's good, everybody? We're back again with another one's first smoke of the day. It's your boy Pat Guys here in the building. My co-host is always Blackleaf.
Big smoke.
And today we got a skateboarding legend in the building, my man Stevie Williams, DGK.
You feel me?
Come on, man.
What's
How you
poppin'?
doing, bro?
I'm chilling. I'm about to spark up one of these black leafs.
The little hash hole. You been on those?
No, I haven't, but I've heard about them. So let me get a light.
Buckle up.
Here we go.
Buckle up.
Let's get this ride. Let's get this
Buckle
ride
up,
cracking.
man. Lace up.
I like that.
Yeah, man. What a legend, dude. And it's been awesome to see you. And just to get in quick, like how we met, we saw you at the gym and you're doing like gnarly full body workouts. Yeah. And we're like, holy shit, is that Stevie Williams? For real.
All body weight shit. Like next
body.
level shit, though.
Full body for sure.
At first I saw you on Instagram at Dog Pound. Mm-hmm. And I like Dog Pound. I've been there a few times and shit.
Yeah, shout out to Dog Pound. That's one of my sponsors.
Yeah.
You bounce around?
Dope ass training facility.
Working out?
I just only go from John Reed to Dog Pound, really.
But Dog Pound's like more private.
Oh, yeah, it's
like
private.
One-on-one training.
You get a trainer, yeah. When I'm at John Reed, I'm training
freestyle.
myself. Yeah, it's freestyle. Yeah. It's tiers to it. There's levels to this. Yeah. Once you get in the game, you got like go to the right gym, networking. It's dope. It's a vibe.
Well, you're an active stoner. And we talk about that a lot.
Yes.
Like people who love good weed and love smoking weed, but are super active in life as well, in their business side and in their, just fit side. You being a professional skateboarder for I mean, what? How many years?
How long has it been?
Yeah.
It's been like 25 years.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. 1999.
I think back to like the Tony Hawk games.
Yeah,
and
1999. Yeah, 25 years.
Which is nuts.
Yeah, it's pretty lit. Yeah.
What was that like getting the character in Tony Hawk?
Tony Hawk. It was a dream come true, right? And then when the actual video game came out, then it became like a burden. I ain't gonna front. It's like because I would go to places and people would expect me to do the tricks that they seen me do or that they did with me and Tony Hawk, and they were like, "You do this trick," and I'm like, "Bro, I don't even know what you're talking about.
We need you to skate off the electrical
jump off
pole.
This and do that." And I'm just kind of like, "Bro, you actually think you like what am I doing?" Yeah, and it's like, "Yo, it's a video game, dog." Like, but
that's crazy. I didn't even think about that.
The level that it put me on and the level that it put DGK on was really dope, though. So, you know, everything comes like it's a gift and a curse. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think about Tony Hawk? Link up with him and shit?
Yeah, I love Tony Hawk. Yeah, Tony Hawk he's a legend.
For skateboarding, he's like...
For skateboarding, Tony Hawk is the god of the sport.
He's like the godfather, right?
Yeah, it's no bigger than Tony Hawk. You know what I mean? You got to respect the man.
Yeah.
And if you don't...
You ain't respecting the game.
Yeah, you're not respecting the game, yo. You know, every time Tony Hawk gets big, we get big too, you know? So... I could probably speak for a lot of us, but a lot of us don't mind coming second to Tony Hawk. You know what I mean? He's pretty lit, though. Yeah, he's the Birdman. That's the dude. Yeah.
We always ask people, like, what was their first time smoking? But one of the things I'd like to know about you is, what was the first time you picked up a skateboard?
The first time I picked one up?
Yeah, that you were like, all right, what's up with this?
Like, well, that was like my cousin a long time ago, rest in peace, my cousin Kev. He brought a skateboard home to the block back in the day when I was like 7, maybe 6, 7. And then we used to ride up and down on the street on the skateboard. And a lot of the homies had skateboards. It was just like something we did on the block, but it was fun. I did roller skates too and stuff like that. But then when I moved to another neighborhood, my cousin Rasul was skateboarding like for real. And then there was an actual like semi-pro skater that lived in the neighborhood too, and he was black. And it looked legit. It looked fun. I was excited. So that was like my first introduction. And I actually had the skateboard from my cousin, which was like a Bruce Lee board. And I'm like, yeah, let me skate with y'all. And they're like, yo, you need a professional board. I'm like, what kind of board is this? And they like, yeah, that's not it. So I had to learn about what a real skateboard was and what the toy store skateboard was. That right there, people don't know about. You know what I mean?
I remember like it's like the Walmart boards and shit.
That's what it would be now, like the Walmart board or the skate shop board. Yeah. Back then it was
totally different.
KB toy stores.
Yep.
Yeah, KB toy stores where you get all of the toys and stuff. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then the skateboards. But to ride with the real skaters, you need real equipment and the right bearings. And that shit is not cheap.
Trucks,
yeah. So it started off a hard journey. Yeah.
Because even back then, it was what? You're spending minimum 90, most likely if you want the good shit, $120 for a brand new board.
150.
Yeah, 150. There you go. That's like, a birthday and Christmas. You know what I'm saying? I remember literally saying like, man, I really
I asked my mom to get me a skateboard, and she asked me how much did it cost, and I told her it's like $150. She was like, yeah, I'm not spending $150 on that. I'm spending $150 on your school clothes. I was like, we need school clothes. Yeah. This is before skateboarding was even important to me. But over time, skateboarding like took over my life. It made all the decisions for me. Yeah. That's what it would do.
And what area is this you're growing up in then?
At that time, it was West Philly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But when I got the skateboard, I was living in North Philly. When we moved to West Philly, I brought the skateboard with me, and I found out I needed a better skateboard, and that's when like my whole life changed pretty much.
What were they doing, like street skating, or were they on ramps and stuff?
No ramps, just ollies and kick flips and stuff like that, like just tricks, backside 180s and stuff, neighborhood type shit. Yeah, and then there was a drug dealer dude in my neighborhood that rode bikes and rode skateboards and sold drugs. And I had a bike too. So I traded my bike to one of my Asian homies for his skateboard. And then I went riding with him, and he would show me how to do bike tricks and then certain skateboard stuff. And then, but he always got in trouble too. It was weird. I don't know. Growing up in Philly was different. But that's how I got into it though, on some neighborhood type shit though. You know what I mean? Like my cousin was skating, Roger, he was sponsored, he was skating. And then, you know, the homies was skating too. And it was a bunch of us around our way that really skated. It was like 7 of us, like around my way.
That's a crew.
Yeah, it was a crew. It was a bunch of just hood kids.
It is with skateboarding.
Yeah. But none of us really went downtown to Love Park except for the drug dealer homie and my cousin and the other one. And they didn't want none of us coming downtown, terrorizing downtown, because we a bunch of hood motherfuckers, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I remember my cousin telling me, like, I'm never taking you downtown, bro. You too bad. Like, I'm like, well, fuck you then. Like that type of shit, right? And then my drug dealer homie eventually took me downtown. And I'm like, oh, this where y'all be at. Like, oh, I know how to get here now. I'm like, so it ain't no stopping me. Like, it's either y'all let me come with y'all or I'll find my way downtown. And all I had to do was be home by 8 o'clock every night. So like my mom probably wasn't really tripping. And that's how it all started.
You feel like you've been on the board, like you kept it going from then? Like you kept riding the entire time?
Yeah.
Stay consistent.
Yeah, from that moment on, I've been.
It's been an ongoing passion.
Yeah, ongoing passion.
25 years.
No. I've been pro for 25 years.
Yeah. So how? Yeah. Date back to when you first started skateboarding.
35 years.
So 10 years in, you go pro.
10, yeah. I started at 10. Yeah. I started at 10. And then I turned pro at 19. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
the life that I lived from 10 to 19 felt like 20 years. Oh my God.
Tell us about that.
I mean, to turn pro, when I was 14, I ran away from Philly and hitchhiked to San Francisco. And I was homeless, skateboarding, trying to catch a break, like for years.
At 14?
At 14, yeah.
God, that's ballsy as fuck.
Yeah, because most people think where you were when you were 14. You definitely weren't across the whole country with a skateboard.
On my parents, for sure. Like
figuring life out.
I wasn't,
Yeah, trying to figure life out. Yeah, I had my life figured out.
You already knew. What made you want to go to San Francisco?
That's where everything was at.
That's where the scene was.
The scene was. That's where all of the poppin' skaters was. Other black skaters that was already put on that I knew about. I had a name too, and I was sponsored too by Element, but I just needed to be out there. And when I got out there, my man that told me that I could stay with him, he was homeless.
Yo, he's like, I got you, bro.
He got me over the phone, and I get there. I'm like, yo, what's good? What's up? Can I stay? He was like, nigga, I'm homeless, like myself. Like I don't even have a spot. And I'm like, damn, what the fuck? Like,
so he just wanted to get you out there?
No, I just told him I was coming. He ain't promised me nothing. Okay. He was just like on some like, if you come out, you can stay at my crib. Like on some probably like some joking around shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I pull up though, like, yo, I'm out here though, yeah. And then he showed me everything. He showed me the ropes. You know what I'm saying? So I got to give it to him. I give him his props on that. He definitely showed me.
What was
the
skate area called in San Francisco?
Embarcadero.
Yeah.
EMB.
Yeah.
And by the time I got there, the cops was shutting it down all the time. So it was a new spot that was being made called Pier 7. And I became a part of that culture in San Francisco. Not so much EMB, but Pier 7. Yeah.
To get you to hop a bus, is that how you got out there?
Say hitchhike.
Hitchhiked. Mm-hmm. So to get you though, hitching to trigger rides. That, to say like, I'm dipping, I'm out. Were you planning it, or was it just one day you were like, I gotta be out here and go? Like, how?
It was a plan. Me and my homie from around my way planned to run away together and do it. And the night of, he didn't want to do it.
Damn, bro, you got a dab everywhere we go?
It's discreet, it's portable, nobody knows.
DrDabber.com. Use the code, get your access now.
Damn.
Yeah, and I was at his crib with the bags. I had one bag, I had $20. I was like, yo, we can do it. You know what I mean? And he was like, no, I'm not doing it. And I was like, yo, I'm doing it. He was like, bro, don't do it, yo. And I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm doing it, yo. He was like, really? I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I'm out. And I remember skating down his street thinking like, what the fuck am I doing? But I was just so invested into what I thought was possible for myself that I kept going. And I did it. I did it.
Wow. At 14.
Yeah.
It's impressive. So what's
I had just turned 15 because my birthday's in December. So it was like,
what was it like hitchhiking across the country? You go with some fucking weirdos or what?
No, it was fun. It was dope. I had a blast. It was the time of my life.
Truck drivers or like, how does it?
No, like I made it down to DC on Greyhound. Then my man Jimmy Pelletier, shout out to him. He was for the smoke. He was like, I'm with it. So he picked up where my man left off. So I'm like, oh, bet. And we was just hitching rides, trying to figure out who wanted to take this journey. Found a nigga named John Wayne. He fucking drove us down there all the way across the country to like Costa Mesa. And we chilled in Costa Mesa for like a month. No, maybe a couple of weeks right before Christmas break was over, right? And then, met this photographer that was the head of this magazine knew that we was going to San Francisco. His name was Lance Dawes, and he allowed us to hitch a ride in his Jeep up to Frisco. Oh, we like, oh, bet it's a wrap. We out. And we made it to Frisco, and that's when I ran into my homie. Like right when he dropped us off on the corner, like, okay, y'all here, grab your shit, get out. Here's San Francisco. He like drove off, right? Ironically, the homie is walking up the hill, and my dude was like, yo, there goes such and such. And I'm like, oh, yo, what's going on? And then he was like, what the fuck you doing out here? I'm like, yo, you said I could come out here. And then you said, like, you got a crib. And you said I could crash. And he was like, bro, I'm homeless, dog. I don't even have a spot. And I was like, damn. Shit. Yeah. Well, I'm already out here. So, like, what we doing? He's like, I'll show you where to put your clothes at. And I'll introduce you to everybody. And then basically, like, we out here. Fuck it, we out here.
Where'd you put your clothes at?
He had a spot where we could go put it at. And then like, it was like a little cut spot where you could put your clothes. It was safe. And you would go back there the next day, change clothes. Like you always like, so I had to learn how to live like that. And once I got down to it, it just became second nature. You know what I'm saying? Like couch surfing, staying up all night, breaking night, you know what I'm saying? Like, or breaking day, just figuring out how to survive, put it like that, right? And then keeping a routine of going out the next day, get to your shit, wash up, change clothes, skate all day, try to figure out where to stay at. Same thing all over again every day.
That shit's hard work.
Yeah, so it'd be like 4 or 5 of us homeless trying to find a spot. Or 2 or 3 of us, or maybe like just me and you, and then dude like, yo, only one of y'all can stay. And then like your man leave you. It's like, oh man. Or you leave your man. It's one of those type. There's a lot of principles when it comes to like the things that I dealt with growing up. That's kind of still hard to shake to this day, but it's survival. So, you know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, who's going to make it type shit. So I feel blessed every day, like every day, because I've had to make those decisions and I've had those decisions made on me too. So, you know, come with the territory.
At that time, are you like, man, I'm living life? Or are you like, man, this is tough?
Hell yeah, I'm living life.
Yeah.
I'm a runaway. Yeah. My mom is like,
she was tripping or what?
She's like, boy, where are you at? I'm like, damn, I'm in San Francisco. She said, what? I was like, she said, San Francisco, what? I was like, California. Like, I got this dream. I could make it. I could whoop. And she was like, you're crazy. Get your ass home by Monday. I'm like, Monday? It's not going to happen here. You know what I mean?
So how long did you stay out there and were homeless in San Francisco?
Couple months. couple months.
And then what?
And I was able to get a sponsor that I liked, and they paid for my plane ticket back home and gave me money, and I split it with my mom. I'm like, look, I told you I could do this. I could make money doing skateboarding. She was like, well, fuck it. Get it cracking. So my mom gave me the blessing to be out there doing my thing. Yeah. She always had my back.
It was
always
like
supported.
a leap of faith.
It was like if I didn't have my mom, like, so it was like I did it against her will, right?
Yeah.
Drove her, the family crazy. Everybody think I'm crazy. But when I came back home safe with money and told her, like, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to go to school. Like, I can't do school and do this. Like, I need to do this. And I was like, can I do this? And she was like, hey, if that's what you want to do, yeah, just keep paying half this rent. And like the responsibilities like just took on. And I was excited because I didn't have to hide no more. I didn't have to run. Like, if anything, my mom knew I was outside. Boom, fly back to San Francisco, back on the street, like not even tripping because I'm used to like living like that. And it was fun. So I'm trying to get back to that so I can get back to skating, learning tricks, and doing my thing because I do want to be pro, and I do want to prove to people one day that I'm going to be pro. And you know what I'm saying?
But you felt like the calling was in San Francisco, not just now I'm a skate in Philly. Like, you were like, I got to be out there.
No, because
You got to align with the authorities.
Yeah, you got to go where the, like, you know, where the action is at.
That's why you come to LA if you want a weed brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you want to be an actor, you come to LA, you know. You may not be from here, but everybody comes here to get their acting break, right?
To make a name,
per se, right?
Yeah.
That's what it was like for skateboarding and shit.
What'd you do to like make money and you know, stay fed and shit like that when you were
Stay fit.
Stay fed, you know.
Stay fed.
Like, you know?
Man, you know, street shit, stealing and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like surviving. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The street life in San Francisco has got to be crazy.
That's what I was about to say too.
Yeah.
Because I think about it even now, right now, and I'm like, damn, I couldn't imagine it back then. It
gets
probably some real
cold.
shit.
It was real. It was cold.
It gets fucking cold, bro.
It's just that, you know, hearts get cold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
That shit
but Frisco put a whole nother chip in my life. Definitely like understanding the culture, being sucker free, being independent, being prideful of your neighborhoods, but not really on no gang shit. Like, it was dope. Like, Frisco was all about macking and being confident about what you got, doing your thing, style, really dope girls. The culture was there. The weed was amazing. Downtown life, Powell Street, Union Square, everything really, you know, came together as teenagers. I spent my teens in San Francisco growing up. So I have a lot of history there with a lot of friends. Even when I go there with my daughter sometimes or my family, like, I just can't help but to see my childhood, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to my man, Gary. He was like my man that, you know, thick or thin, it was always me and him, like, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I wound up blowing up and San Francisco became a part of my past, but like it still lives so heavy in my heart because it's a part of like my journey or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you'd be surprised what a skateboard can bring in your life and the decisions that it have you make and the choices that it have you make. If you make the right choices, yo, shit can work out, yo. And that's what I think, like, my mom and my family figured out about me with riding a skateboard. Like, why the hell he want to ride a skateboard? But it wasn't really so much about the skateboard. It's like what that was bringing to my life that was so new and exciting that it was hard to explain. So it's like I could show you better than I could tell you. And then it worked out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really worked out. So I'm blessed.
You found passion and purpose early.
Yeah.
And it clung to it.
Yes.
For some people, it takes their whole life. I know a lot of people my age right now that are still searching for that shit.
For passion and
yeah.
and
Because once you find a passion, you feel the purpose, like, of this is why I'm here. This is what I'm meant to do.
Yeah.
This is my calling.
Yeah.
Like, I could do this every day and nothing else would matter. Like that.
And that's the life.
Doesn't come easy for a lot of people, but people like that find it as young as you found it, or, you know, other people that start really young, like Tiger Woods with golf, or anybody like Tony Hawk and all these guys, right? Like Ryan Sheckler and shit, they become like prodigies of those industries. And it's just cool to hear about the journey, because I did not know any of this about, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
a lot of people don't. Yeah.
That's a crazy start to your story, bro. Like, it's impressive, because at 14 to have the balls to go across the country, just to go across town and skate with my homies at 14 was like a massive deal for us. Yeah, I mean, like, if we're like, yo, we're like 30 minutes from the house right now, we got to get back. Like, so like, it was just like,
I feel you.
You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't imagine like going out of the state or the country.
Well, see, like I started traveling in Philly at 10 throughout Philly on the skating board, train, and I'd be all over Philly. 10, 11, trying not to have my mom's friends see me, because I ain't really supposed to be all the way in Germantown.
Right.
At 11, riding a damn skateboard with some fucking white dudes and some Asians and shit. Like, fuck you doing over here? Like, just don't tell my mom. Like, but then going to New Jersey, and then going to New York, and then going to Delaware. Then, Mom, can I go to Washington, D.C.? And then, Mom, can I go on this tour all the way down to Atlanta? So she kind of like let me, but I don't think she thought it would be like, all right, yo, so next I'm gonna go to California, but I'm not going to tell you. Yeah. But I was like, well, she probably not going to trip.
You know what I mean? Confidence.
Yeah. I mean, you know, just trying to get my name out there skating, and then eventually the story goes like everybody wants to go to LA. I mean, I'm sorry. Everybody wants to go to San Francisco to skate at Embarcadero and film and be out there to learn some new tricks. And then you take the tricks back home. Like it was a thing, because skateboarding is all about turning pro. Not really how much money you made and none of that shit. It's just about turning pro, having the glory, the props, the respect, and people respecting your name on a skateboard, and you put the work in, right? That's what it's all about. And that's all I wanted as a kid, is to be a pro skater and rep for Philly, because I had skills. You know what I mean? Everything else after that came second, after I turned pro. But yeah.
How'd you make a name in San Francisco?
I made a name in the streets of Frisco just by being a regular skater, cool, down to earth, funny, homeless from Philadelphia ass nigga. Yeah, just like, you know what I mean? It was yourself, a bunch of us. I was just being myself. It's just, I'm kind of known for that. And being a runaway, but still having fun with my life and being included, getting in trouble, getting out of trouble, you know what I mean? Like ups and downs, real strong friendships, like brotherhood type fly shit, you know what I mean? Like when you broke, you have the best fun of your life. Everybody have a lot of shit in common, you know? It's when you become successful is when shit starts to change, right?
That's crazy, right?
So after I blew up, shit changed. Like I changed, times changed, and things just changed. But at that point of my life, which I cherish the most now, and in my life now, when I look back, I can like really cherish like some of the really dope bonds and memories that I had with a lot of kids on the streets and brothers that I wouldn't have met if it wasn't for skateboarding, if it wasn't for the homie telling me to come out there. It wasn't for my mom giving me the blessing to go back and forth, and just the commitment, like of just what I have in me to be who I am today, and be proud of that, and knowing that I did it a way that was unorthodox, but it still worked though. You know what I mean? That's all I can say. It still worked, and I didn't do it sloppy. I did it at an A1 level. So you know what I mean?
You paved your own path.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Who were some people that played a big role in, you know, when you say you blew up?
What brands?
Yeah, like what people, what brands, and then like obviously you've built a business acumen as well. So I want to talk about that. I know that comes a little later in the story, but at what age? I guess you said you were 19 when you went pro. Like, how does that work going pro? Like, how do you?
You just you do a bunch of marketing and traveling and promo for the brand that you skate for. And then they dropped a video and I had a video part. And usually like the shops will demand or I don't know who demands, pretty much the shops demand or the kids demands for your board. And after you create such a big demand, they gotta make your board. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you make that much noise. You just,
and this is all pre-social media.
Yeah, ain't no social media. This is all
skate VHS tapes and shit.
Yeah, VHS tapes. Yeah. So you had to make a mark.
What was your first skate tape that you got on?
I got on young at like 12. It was an Element video back in the day.
Wow.
But the video part that got me my board was the Chocolate Tour video with chocolate skateboards. And Rick Howard and Mike Carroll took I wouldn't say a gamble on me because like, I was a rugged type of nigga, like skating back then, 1990s, it was different. And I didn't have the best reputation either, but I had talent, and Rick Howard and Mike Carroll took a chance with me, and I promised them both that I wouldn't even continue to do what I was doing if I skated for chocolate. And they was paying me. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So it was like, it wasn't no point of really trying to survive no more when the goal was to really make it to a company like this and get a check. And they wasn't even trying to turn me pro, but they told me I was going to be amateur and I could work myself up to being a pro. And that's all I needed to just focus on my skills and do the right thing and really prove to my mom and the city of Philadelphia that everything that I set myself out for and the support that I got, I made happen. Yeah. That was a real big moment for me to really like change and do good. And that was strong.
Today's episode is brought to you by Grow Generation. If you're looking for a one-stop hydro shop, GrowGen's got everything you need. Lowest prices in town or the price match for you. From plugs, newts, pots, soil, lights, turkey bags, vac bags, scales, they've got it all. Trust me. Whether you've got a rec facility, a trap, or a tent, GrowGen's got you covered with 50 plus locations nationwide. Or you can visit growgeneration.com and use the code FIRSTSMOKE10 to get 10% off. So they gave you your first shot.
Yeah, my first big shot. Yeah.
We'll bring you on. We'll give you a paycheck. You'll start amateur, but now you'll be able to work your way to pro. And chocolate was popping.
Hell yeah.
Stay out of trouble.
That was one of the brands.
Yeah, stay out of trouble.
Stay out of trouble.
So what were you doing to stay in trouble and shit?
Bunch of shit I wasn't supposed to. Bunch of shit I stopped. So
what was it?
Just juvenile shit. Just, being a teenager, street shit, just surviving, making it fun.
Were you partying and shit? Were you getting fucked up or?
No, like you mean like drugs and stuff?
Yeah, like drinking.
No, I don't do
shit,
drugs. Yeah, but drinking, smoking, just teenage stuff. Like, kind of living like the movie Kids, almost kind of like that was that era. But knowing like, damn, I could have a future one day. You know what I'm saying? Like I could have a future one day riding a skateboard and shit. Niggas be like, oh, that's my nigga Stevie. He like the Jordan of this shit. I'm like, Jordan where, nigga? Not here. But it's those kind of 8 Mile moments where like, maybe I could, maybe. But right now, like, nigga, I'm hungry. Like, well, maybe, but what's going on right here is like, we got to get something going. But, that's why I said I'm blessed because God was able to like put me in the right position. And when he did that promise that I made, like I was sincere. Like it was like I stopped everything. It was like I'm going home to Philly and go change my life back to like everything that I am now. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. It was dope.
Damn. So chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah, chocolate.
And
dope
then
ass brand.
And you have that video drop, so that's just pummeling now.
Yeah, and I went around the world. They took me around the world. Yeah.
Talk about that. Like, what's it like going on a skate tour? And who were some of the skaters that you were really rocking with that kind of took you under their wing? Maybe a little older or something.
Kareem Campbell always took me under his wing.
God,
you know what I'm saying?
What a
he would go. Yeah, I just told him that too in Miami. I was like, damn, I'm like starting to look back and Every time I look back,
You know, because it's crazy because Boo said you were one of the ones that did it for him.
Yeah, it's just that's how
Teach him kind of more the business side and how to handle yourself. And
yeah.
And he said he could relate
Crazy,
to you.
right?
He's like, I can relate to Steve.
Yeah. Boo's my dude. And Kareem did that for a lot of us too. You dig what I'm saying? And yeah, Kareem, and then Keenan Milton. He showed me how to be on tour. Like, you know, I used to be a real, like, you know, I ain't never been nowhere, you feel me, except for the shit I was doing. A lot of that too, right? But didn't know how to pack, right? Or travel or have things in order to not hold up the line for the tour. Like, just like little things like learning how to tour, right? And then like Rob Dyrdek, to a lot from Rob about money and finances. Colin McKay, too, about not being thirsty and desperate for deals and having some integrity for, like, you know, who you are if you want to be an icon. Like little like things that would matter if you listen. And I chose to listen, you know, and every one of those individuals that I named, I can like say I had a personal one-on-one conversation that I remember on how they like that conversation like affected my life and like grew me up from like this wild ass little kid to like a business entrepreneur. You know what I mean? Like for real, it's really deep, but I give all of those dudes like super props, especially Kareem, because he was there, a part of a lot of the like times that I had to make some really like crazy like choices, and he was like, you don't fuck up now, like that type of shit. Like
put that weight out there.
Big ones, yo.
What was it like knowing young Rob Dyrdek? Because it's crazy what he's managed to grow into now. Like, even with his podcast and the content he puts out now, is like he's still in that mode of like wanting to help people and like put the truth out there. And just his come up was just crazy because it was so publicized.
Yeah.
And now he's living a family life and totally and he talks about it. He was like, I was making a ton of money, but I was spending a ton of money.
Yeah, I bet.
You know?
Yeah, he probably, you know, I don't know what type of level of shit he be dealing with now, but Rob was always a forward thinker and helped people that had the ability to like become something, like open, like create that vision for you or create that vision for yourself. You know what I mean? Like even arguing you down. I remember him arguing me down a bunch of times about things that I didn't see at the time, and just being stuck in a mode of what I wanted to see for myself, as opposed to like just things, right? And then actually see him pull off like magnificent things at a high level, which he always wanted to do. Is like, damn, you can only get a nigga his props. Like, he fucking killing it. You know what I mean? I don't even know what he's doing right now, but the level that he's at, I'm quite sure that he's killing it. You know what I mean? And it's a respect thing, because if it wasn't for Dyrdek, I probably wouldn't really have a DGK. Like, it's weird. Yeah.
So he helped you kind of, you can tell Rob, he's a real big visionary. Yeah. Just watching like Fantasy Factory and all that shit, the guy's got ideas for days.
He's real inspiring. He's real inspiring.
Yeah, he is. Really, I listen to his podcast.
He know that I'm like it's the thing. We all come from this era of like superstardom, skateboard, entrepreneurial. Everybody from that whole DC shoe team walked away with their own company.
For real. That's crazy.
You think about that.
That's crazy.
Like, you know what I mean? And that's all because of like a lot of those dope conversations we had, the brotherhood we had as a team, the visions that we all kind of had and set for DC, us, you know, rest in peace, Kim Block, him like advancing those budgets and like really just blowing it up and making everything like reality, and just seeing how 10 years, 15 years later, 20 years later, actually, like things actually like the majority of us on DC Shoes walked away with like a lot. You feel me?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like Danny and Colin,
Everybody succeeded.
Yeah, Damon and Damon and Ken sold it, got fucking mega paid, jumped into their whole little new bubble. Danny got cashed out. Colin got cashed out. Derek was able to like maneuver his whole new essence into it, which grew into what Derek has now. And like I have DGK, you know what I'm saying? And me and Kalis have DGK because he's a partner with me into that too. So that whole like piece of DC Shoes from us at that level shows like what we all been on 20 years ago to have what we have today, because Danny and Colin still have Plan B. You know, I have DGK, which is like one of the dopest urban skateboard companies ever. You feel me? And a lot of that comes from the knowledge and curation of what we all like dreamt about 20 years ago. So that's why I say I'm blessed.
Because to start out with Elements, fire.
Yeah, to start, because it's authentic, right? But like business mind, being business savvy, seeing other people pull certain things off from an idea that we may have talked about at lunch or in the car or on a couch at the crib, come to life and be sold for, you know, I've seen a lot of companies sell for a lot of money, the things I've seen. So, you know, it's like
built the belief.
Yeah, your team, the structure, like a lot of things goes into this. But I seen it 20 years ago, and I knew it wasn't a joke. So I was like, yo, let me in on what's good, and that's how I was able to get schooled without going to school or graduating from school. It was like my brothers that really like put me on to the knowledge, and it was up to me to like apply it. And I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I do my thing.
Yeah, most definitely.
With being on Chocolate, were you also simultaneously on Diamond too with sponsored? Yeah. So you're already meeting Nick at the time, and now you're traveling. Is it just the country or the whole world skate?
The whole world. Yeah. That's why I love Chocolate and DGK too, because from Chocolate to DC Shoes to DGK, it allowed me to travel the world like 3-4 times. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty lit. Skateboarding and branding.
Those first world tours, what were some spots that you got to that you really loved the skateboarding out there and the people?
Barcelona, Madrid, Japan, Australia, yeah, Canada, yeah, Finland. It was dope.
What's Finland like?
Finland was cool. This was before hip hop was even like a thing. So I don't even really think they seen like black people really that much around that time. But it was just so dope to be in a whole nother place in my life, like on a skateboard. It was lit. Like, cause you gotta think, I came straight from like trying to figure out where I was going to sleep at or how I was going to make money. I didn't really have no more sponsors. Like, so me, I'm thinking like, wow, like this is like a dream come true. But at the same time, like I still didn't know how to like take it. It's weird, but it was cool though. I ain't gonna front. I just skated my ass off. That's all I needed to do. Go on the road, skate as hard as I could, and then just take everything in and enjoy that shit.
And you guys are just filming as much as you can at that point.
Yeah, girl and chocolate.
Yeah.
Was, yeah.
And is weed part of your life throughout this whole thing yet, or is it just popping in and out at this point?
Weed?
Yeah.
Yeah, you always trying to find weed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it wasn't legal though, but yeah, weed was like everywhere. Like you could always find weed around the whole world. So
yeah. All the dudes
it may take longer than other spaces, but
when I was in middle school, the dudes who smoked weed were half of them were the skater dudes, and they were like intimidating as a motherfucker when you're young. And these like bigger dudes, and you see them skate, and you're like, damn, these dudes are good. I'll still never forget watching a couple dudes from like way back, like for hours, just like, yo, look at like killing it. And when you're small and then they're rolling up in the parking lot and you're like, damn, that's at school. These motherfuckers are ballsy. You know what I'm saying? And like, buses would all pull through and they'd be skating the loop and doing shit. Like, it's
skaters are mean too.
Yeah. I was definitely not going to walk up and say what up for sure.
How does it work with the world tour? Like, let's say you pull up to Finland or whatever. Do you guys have a skate park that's selected and everyone like meets there? Or like you just doing street skating?
Yeah, like demos.
Yeah.
So we have to do a demo and skate for a bunch of people. But then before and after that, we'll go look at skate spots and get real footage. And then that's when they'll put like a world tour video together of the trip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then with some dope music. This is before social media.
This is like the beginning of vlogs too, because
it's way before vlogs. Though. This is before the internet.
Like, but I'm saying like
the
the
internet
format,
was like a
right?
little
Because
thing.
the dope thing that we used to like watching the skate tapes for would be to see the shit you guys would do in between skating and all that shit. Like, you know, running from the security, like doing this, doing that.
Yeah. So that was at the end. That was always at the end of the videos.
Yeah.
And like, damn, that's crazy that you say that right now.
That's like
it just
normal
made me
life
think
shit.
Though, yeah, like back in the day, oh shit.
Calling all growers drip powders, clean, consistent, customizable. Drip powders are not just another salt. This line is innovative, balanced, and unique compared to anything else on the market today. They separated the micros from powder A into powder D, allowing cultivators to steer out nitrogen towards the end of the bloom cycle for better flavor, better terpene production, and overall ripeness. You only need to run a 2.6 EC for maximum flavor, lower costs for higher yields. Chase those terps and feed your fire Drip Hydro. If you want to access Drip Hydro nutrients, all you have to do is go to growgeneration.com and use the code FIRSTSMOKE10. Get hooked up.
Damn, people run to their phones so easily for shit that we had to like wait for because like people would do their interviews and all of that type of vlog stuff, but it will come on a VHS tape, and then and the only way you can watch that is if you put it if you had a VCR.
Yeah,
like that was,
and that's a process.
That was
You're waiting how long till the tape comes out?
I didn't even think about that now. That's crazy.
Sometimes you got to find them.
We used to go to the shops just to see the tapes.
Yeah, that's how it was though. Like, cause everybody didn't have a VCR.
Yeah, it's like, or you didn't have the tape.
Yeah,
that new tape just came out. Yeah. Like we would go to school with CCS magazines and just like look at the shit.
Yeah.
You know, and then it was like you started realizing like, oh, that the new skate tape came out or whatever. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I need to go up to the shop.
You gotta go to the skate shop.
Check it out.
You can watch it. Yeah. Or you could buy it.
My cousin growing up was like real good, sponsored by the local skate shop and all that. So I would go hang out with them and skate. And like, I wasn't into it as much, you know, but I was skating every single day. And that was a big part of it. Was like the skate tapes were a big fascination.
Yeah, that's how you get your recognition when the company put the tape out.
Yep.
You put your video part and then people judge you on your video part.
Right.
And it's probably like 10 to 12, maybe 15 video parts per video that everybody has their own like 2-3 minute, maybe 4 minute
feature
part. Yeah. And that's how it works for years. It still kind of worked that way too. But with social media now, everything is so fast. It's just a different beast. Yeah, it's a different beast with social media.
It's crazy to think about that because like you guys are touring around the world and filming all that shit and you don't even see that tape until what? Probably 6 months later.
Yeah, 4 months. Yeah.
And then you watch it, and then it goes out to the rest of the world. And the only places that you could really get access was like the skate shops.
That's it. Yeah.
It was like
it wasn't no online.
It was like if you know a closed set community.
Yeah.
And even to go to the skate shop was like you had to get to know the community and shit. You had to like, you know, for you to be allowed to kick it up there and chill and hang out, shit like that. You had to be cool with some people. And
you can't be the weirdo.
You couldn't be a poser or some dude who's like up there bullshitting. Like,
damn, a lot of things change, bro.
They do, don't they?
Yeah, a lot of things change.
Even the local skate shop where I grew up, they called it the family. And it makes sense with that too, because it was tight knit. And literally the skate shop was called the family.
Where's that at?
Sarasota. That's where I grew up.
Sarasota?
Yeah.
Where's that
Florida?
In Florida?
Yeah.
The family.
But yeah, we used to like, it just makes sense with what you're talking about. Cause we would go up and go in and I'd be wanting a Menace skateboard and I'd be looking at all the other stuff. And yeah.
You ever
It's a
remember
vibe.
Stone Edge Skate Park in Daytona?
No.
Big ass half pipe and shit. Remember I went there one time and I seen Bob Burnquist skating that half pipe. It was like a 15 or 20 foot half pipe.
Yeah,
And
that's
that
what he.
was like
That's
one of
what
my
he does.
first
He
experiences
does
of
those.
like
Yeah, he does
seeing
those.
next level shit in real life. It wasn't a tape. It was like, yo, this dude's
Yeah, no. Bob
laying it
Burnquist is
down.
the truth, though. Yeah, he the truth, though.
like crazy.
But that was probably like some demo he was doing or something.
Probably.
Like, you know what I mean? Because those
Yeah.
dudes get paid to do high flying skateboard, like ramp shit. You know what I mean? Like we don't, like pro skaters don't really get paid like that.
right.
Like the goal is to, so when you asked earlier, like Diamond Supply Co. and DGK, like as long as you don't skate for the same company, you can skate for different companies. So you can have like 5 or 6 different sponsors that
As long
pay
as it
you.
wasn't the same product.
Yeah, like only one skateboard company,
One
one wheel
shoe.
company, one shoe, one clothes. But if you break it down, when it just was really just started as skateboards, now it's like skate, shoe, clothes, fucking electronics, like whatever you name it, like whatever you could fucking get right about now. You can have a list of sponsors that pay you every month or give you product every month for you to continue to do your thing, which is shoot daily content and make sure you like represent the brand and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what everything turned into. This whole world turned into shooting content and monetizing.
I think one of the fascinations about skateboarding was that it's one of the first industries that's super independent, culture led, but shows that you could be just an average person, build a brand, and have big success.
I want to say average person because you still got to be a pro skater.
Right.
Yeah, even though pro skaters are low, I want to say super low on the totem pole. It's just they're not the highest paid athletic sport on the totem pole, right?
Yeah.
So the type of dynamic shit skaters have to do just to even get some type of recognition,
Right.
I don't understand why, but it's just not
I think it's
there.
because it's from the whole indie, like independent. Because like at this time too, if you're in music or some shit, if you weren't with the label, nobody really knew about your shit.
But see, you still got to be pro.
Right.
And like, in order for you to be pro, no, in order for you to have your own skateboard company, that skateboard company is going to be based on your level of pro.
Right.
So you could be a C-list pro or you can be an A-list pro. You understand what I'm saying? And those are the type of like things in between that like your company as a company is going to be valued at off of your career until that company can start sustaining on its own as a company, competing with the other companies because you have other pro skaters, other riders, marketing, a lot of different wheels turning to make your brand a brand. But the blood of the brand comes from the pro skater's career.
Right.
Yeah. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing too, the branding and marketing that you're exposed to at a young age. And then you seeing skaters spin off their own brands. Not a lot of people get to see that early and see the success behind
I've
it.
seen that at a young age. A super
And
young
like
age.
pre-social media, all that. It's hard for people to even imagine now because it's like, well, I guess what I was trying to say is like right now, anyone can start a brand. Back in these days, like not just anyone could start a brand.
It didn't feel like that.
when I started DGK,
Even
people thought
outside
I
of
was
skateboarding,
crazy.
though, I mean.
Yeah, when I started
Like not
DGK
just skateboarding, but like you could start a clothing brand.
today,
Just anybody could.
Yeah, today anybody can. Yeah,
But back then, it's like you couldn't.
but when I started DGK, everybody thought I was crazy for leaving chocolate to this company that's took you out the fucking ghetto and fucking took you around the world. You're going to leave them to start a company called Dirty Ghetto Kids. Are you fucking crazy? And yeah. Oh, I was.
Did you talk to some close friends about making that move? And what did they say?
Yeah, I did. And
Were they supportive?
Yeah.
Or were people like,
No,
bro,
no.
I don't think you should do it?
The right people were supportive, but now that I look back at it, like the people that I needed to give me the support that I needed. But it was a lot of people that didn't give me the support. But it wasn't really based on if they gave me the support or not. It was just like opinion and shit, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, what do you want to name it? Like, oh shit, I'm gonna name it Dirty Ghetto Kids. They're like, fuck, sure you want to name it that? It's like, yeah, but
What gave you the idea of that name? Like what?
That's what they called me and my homies in Philly.
Okay.
Little Dirty Ghetto Kids. So
Wow.
it just was something that I thought was dope, and it's something that I could.
It's a real belonging to the brand. Like,
Well, people know about it now, but we talking about like 23 years ago, where people, you don't name your company that. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
a fact. So that's not going to be well accepted.
It wasn't for a minute, but it's cool though, because it's all about the journey. It's pretty lit. Like, it was rough times and hard times, but my team, my partners, or my partner and our team, because like, it's a business. It ain't like just a homie company no more. And those are the things that me as a skater, I had to understand that too. Like, a lot of times, like coming from a pro skater to like a owner of this company that has surpassed my whole like existence damn near sometimes. It's like it's a crazy machine, right? But the essence of this machine comes from me as a pro skater and the level of skateboarding that I performed at throughout my whole career until DGK took off, which is the blueprint. Like, that's what you have to do that if you want your company to be a strong held company in this space. It's pretty much off your career, and then you need partners and distribution company partnership to help you sustain that while you have a pro career. You can't do both, you just can't. So I had to learn that too. It's a lot of things you learn in this space of business when you're on your own and there's nobody there to really save you. So certain choices is like, walking the plank almost, right? But like I said, I always give props to my partner and our team, because the way we have our distribution and our company set up is dope, that not just me can have a pro career, but all of the other dudes on DGK can have a pro career and not worry about anything but being pro. And I pretty much eliminated all of the worries that I had from a skater to a business owner that doesn't even reflect that on the company and the riders no more. And that shit is amazing right there. You feel me? You could just be the best pro you could possibly be. And when your career is done, like, we'll hang your board up in the jersey. Like, and that's what it's about, preservation right about now, like preserving the legacy of what you put out there, and how DGK can preserve my legacy, my homie Josh Kalis' legacy, Jack Curtin's legacy, Marcus McBride legacy, and anybody else that decides to come under us, Boo Johnson's legacy. Like it's here, you feel me? And that's what I'm proud of, because either people didn't see that part and say, oh no, you shouldn't have did that. Or some people was like, damn, man, I can actually see that working though. Like, you should keep going, because if that work out, that could really work out well for you. That's what I listen to. So that's what I listen to. And like, I'm blessed because it really worked out well for me, my family, the other pro skaters on DGK, for your legacy. All of this traveling around the world, skating for other people, has to come to an end one day. And like, where are you going to park your pro board at? It's a real question. So, DGK is strong, and people that's grown from this will be able to park their board here forever.
Damn, that's dope as hell.
Yeah.
That's brand shit right there.
Yeah.
Because eventually I'm going to retire one day, and like, I probably still have product out, but performance-wise is where they going to put my jersey. So DGK is my company for people's jersey when you finish your career and do your thing. So we can always still kind of reissue stuff, give you your flowers, you know. You feel me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Who were some of the favorite collabs you did with DGK? You guys have some big...
LA Galaxy was pretty dope because we got to go to all of the crazy soccer games and shit.
That's sick.
Reebok was pretty lit because when I was younger, I was able to pull off a pretty dope deal with them and learn business and clothing and footwear and stuff like that.
Next level.
Yeah. Bruce Lee, because I grew up.
You got the Bruce Lee board. You got to trade it in. That's
full
crazy.
circle.
That's crazy.
White Castle is pretty lit too.
That's trippy.
Yeah, that's pretty trippy. Rolling Loud, because I watched them grow into like something humongous, and they always make sure that they give back through skateboarding with DGK, which is pretty dope. So
that's very dope.
And shit, gotta give props to my mom and my homie Cooley nonprofit, to the collabs that we did with Save a Heart, Save a Mind, Save by Skateboarding, and pushing forward, giving back to the kids in like different neighborhoods around the world. So, you know, that's what it's about these days.
That's crazy. Even with your mom doing the nonprofit now, and like knowing what she went through with you, and then seeing how it all turned out. That's
she's super active. She's super active as much as she can to give back to the kids and have them understand the 3 rules that she implemented in me, like just 3 basic rules. But it's important because their parents are there and are able to like be on the same page, and just kind of giving the parents a little bit more power these days, which is needed. I can't lie. But she does a great job, and she's super passionate about it. And it's dope that she supported me like my whole ride, and she found a way to like, you know, she found her niche. Yeah, to stay involved. Yeah.
And she lives out here now.
Yeah, she lives in LA. Yeah.
What are the 3 rules?
Damn, it's
He's like, I forgot.
You put him on the spot.
No, I do know the rules.
Put the robot on the spot.
Yeah,
I know the 3 rules.
I do know the rules.
They're like, man, he don't even know the 3 rules.
I do know the 3 rules. It's clean up after yourself, get good grades, and listen to your parents. You know what I'm saying?
Simple and effective.
Yeah, simple and effective. It's like you can't. As a kid, you might not want to listen, but I support her on that shit. And look, she can always be like, well, my son turned out to be. And it's like, damn, you know what? You're right.
Iconic skateboarder.
Yeah.
And now iconic businessman. And that's where we got into talking about weed. Like before the podcast, we film a bunch of stuff called Off the Mic, and we'll get to warming up, smoking a couple joints, talking with the guests beforehand a lot of times. And we got into your weed journey. And then like how heady it gets with your thought process behind the brand. And even just you being around guys with big grows, like we get into all that. It's very interesting how weed's always been part of your life, and then how it's now coming full circle where you're having a role in helping other weed brands see their vision through. I don't know if you want to talk about the company we talked about and all that, like some of it.
We could talk about this. We could talk about Phygital.
Yeah,
that's what we could talk about that, because that's the term. I don't own it. I just understand it so well, where it's physical products that meet digital assets, and it's a new way for your company to have some type of authentication and marketing engagement with the consumer. Meaning, all you got to do is scan your phone, put your phone to the product, the NFC tab pops up, you click it, and then you get a whole experience. And with that, you're able to authenticate your product, as there's so much bootleg shit going on. You know, I see a lot of like holographic stickers that's not active or may not be interactive with the phone, but I feel like that's the future. So that's what I created, you know, a brand that you could rely on authenticity. Pretty lit.
It's definitely crazy the way things are headed.
Yeah.
I want to rewind back a little bit though, because DGK, I want to just when you were starting the brand, what were like some of the first lessons you were learning, and how long did it take before you realized, I think we got something, like I'm on the right path, you know, like, because a lot of people, I feel, starting brands, it may be 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and they just want to quit because it's a road that it's not lit up. You know what I mean? It's step by step.
Yeah, I wanted to quit like a bunch of times. Yeah, a bunch of times. But it wasn't until I seen DGK, and I think it was mentioned in Ebony magazine or something like that. And I was in it. They mentioned me and they mentioned DGK. And they said, DGK is a $3.7 million company. I said, oh shit, damn. I'm not even paying attention. I have a crazy performance pro career. The last thing that I was really thinking about, because I'm already catching a nice check from DGK, is like what we're doing in sales. I can't even front, right? And it just made me like start asking questions after my job was done skating on sales. But like, if you don't really know anything, how would you know how to ask the right question? Like, how do you even know if you asking the right question? You know what I'm saying? Like, you may think you asking the right question, and what if this person know you're not asking the right question, and he gives you like a fucked up answer? It's like, those are the little like things you might like not understand if you don't like hop in the game, right? And I'm blessed that my partner is not like that.
He's a real one.
He's a real dude, right?
Up.
You know what I'm saying? Because at sometimes I would think otherwise, with just coming from where I come from, that's the first thing that you would do. And not to say that everybody's like him or anything else, and nobody's perfect, right? But like when I've asked him questions, he gave me the answers that I needed at that time of my growth. It's weird because he was probably growing too. And I didn't have Derek's and Danny's and those dudes anymore, because we all like kind of went our separate way after DC was sold, right? So it's not that I'm on my own, but like, it's like, damn, who do I trust, right? And it just gave me confidence to say, well, damn, if DGK is making this much money a year and Ebony recognizes that, and that's the urban culture, then yeah, I'm doing my thing, because like now I can say I have $1 million brand. And that was important back then to even say that. And that's before YouTube, and it's just to say that and have that type of notoriety in a magazine, it was enough for me to be like, okay, like now I got one. Like I can do this, because I'm still pushing DGK. People like, the fuck is DGK? Fuck is Dirty Ghetto Kids. I'm walking up to rappers that I don't even fucking know. Hey, you want your own skateboard? Like, I'm just, you know, I'm in the club, like, you know what I mean? Asking niggas, asking models. Like, I'm just trying to get it out there. I'm DGK down every day. You know what I mean? Like, it was just so much pushing the brand, pushing the culture, being a black skateboarder, just doing something cool, not knowing how big it was ever going to turn out to be. But
we're in it.
I'm in it, though.
And
I'm
passionate.
and passionate, like super passionate.
You got all your own stuff on,
man.
From the
me
time,
and my homies, though, it was like it was like
dope.
Yeah, it was dope. It was dope. Yeah, it was a crew. It was great.
From the time people were like sweating the name, when you're like, this is what I'm gonna call it, till how long was it until you felt like, damn, this is like we're making a lot of, like, this is a real company, like we're a brand now. And then the people that maybe were sweating the name are looking and seeing like, oh wow, like this is working. How long do you think that timeline was?
where you felt success?
Where I felt success?
You felt like
it's starting to work.
Like this isn't all for nothing, or it's gonna work. Because I know in the beginning it's like you don't know if it's gonna work.
I ain't gonna hold you though. This might seem crazy, but like maybe like right before COVID.
Really?
Yeah.
When did you start DGK?
2022. No, 2002.
Yeah, I was gonna say 2022. That's important.
Sorry, 2002.
Yeah, 2002.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And so what? You were just focused on your skateboarding career.
Yeah, I got 2 jobs. Like a lot of
So for you, your partnership was crucial.
it's still important. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, it's like it's nothing that I don't think I can handle, but like I just told you, it's important that the brand is only
You can't play every position.
No, the skate brand is only as important as the leader's skate career, right? So if I'm a B-list skater, then I have a B-list brand. And it takes years for you to pump the blood of your hard-earned work and from your career into your company, for your company to really thrive on its own. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And like, it's never over though, because DGK then got so big. Not to say that DGK relies on me, the owner, the founder, because to be honest with you, a lot of people look at me and be like, like they don't even think I'm the owner of DGK because DGK is so big. But I still have that big of a responsibility, whether people like believe that shit or not. You understand what I'm saying? Like that shit does fall on a lot of us if it don't work. So it's a business job, not a performance job. But, you know,
Still based on performance.
it's still based off
if
of my
you're not
performance.
popping,
Yeah. So like, you know, before COVID, not saying that I wasn't really popping, but it was kind of stale for me. Like I can't lie. And not saying that it was stale for DGK, but like before that, I had went through some things that like just made things stale. You understand what I'm saying? But
Did you stop skating or
and I stopped skating and just, you know, it's just life. You do
life shit? Yeah.
But rest in peace, my homie Virgil reached out to me
Damn.
and
That's crazy.
and he was like, yo, like, can you break these shoes for me? And I'm like, all right, what fucking kind of shoes you got? Like, you know what I mean? I'm not really on that fashion shit at that time. And he was like, yo, I got these shoes. I'm going to send you a pair. Let me know if you fuck with them or not. I'm like, all right, fuck it, send them through. He sent them through. And it's the dunks with the laces that go through them, right? The red ones. I'm like, fuck with these. Like, he was like, yeah, if you wear them, I'll post them. So I'm thinking, okay, well shit, my nigga gonna post it. You know, now it's social media time. Now I got to jump in the social media era. And I skated in them. I did a bunch of tricks in them. And then he posted it. And then sent me another pair, but he put my name on the box. Then he posted that on his page. And I was like, oh shit. So then me and him got to talking and he explained a bunch of things to me. And he asked me to help him with like some skate shoes that he's making. That's unofficial. Like I wasn't sponsored or nothing, but more so like I wasn't trying to get sponsored. I was just like, as long as they Nikes, I fuck with it because I fuck with Nike. I think that's a pretty dope look. And then if they off-white, that's pretty lit too. But like I fuck with dunks because Nike be sending me dunks, right? It all played out pretty cool to me. And he was like, yo, all you got to do is just like skate and like do your thing. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's crazy?
But
That's exactly why all the designer brands, Dior, Louis, they're all putting out skate shoes right now
yeah.
in fashion.
Yeah, I understand.
Fucking crazy. The
Yeah.
fat tongues,
Yeah, all of
the
that.
wide shit.
Yeah.
Like I started noticing that and I'm like, how
Yeah.
did this even come? And it's literally because of Virgil. Like,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then
And he knew.
Stevie.
Yeah.
Like, yo, let me go to the real ones that,
That was
that
my
have
dude.
been doing this shit.
Yeah.
Like, God, that guy's
Because I
like
wasn't
a
really, I
culture
ain't gonna front
master.
though, I wasn't really skating. And I'm like, bro, that shit easy. I already did that. He was like, no, do that. And then my cousin, Rasul, he like, yeah, all you got to do is that. And my homie Cooley was like, yeah, man. I'm like, I already did that shit. Like, and they was like, no, do it again. I was like, oh, do it again? All right, fuck it. Let's get it cracking. And I just started skating again.
So that got you skating again.
That got me skating again. I was rusty and I was working out too. So
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, well, the working out is helping me skate. It looks cool. I just need to get my flow back. I got the shoes coming, and then, you know, like I don't have nothing to prove other than to prove it to myself that I could do these same tricks again, right? And that was lit. I fell back in love with it, fell back in love with the style. Things changed. COVID hit, you know, came back to LA, like started being like a super dedicated dad. And it was dope. My son started skating. It was dope. Like things just kind of came together.
What do you
for the right purpose though?
Mm.
Like for no monetary, nothing.
You found your passion again. Rediscovered your passion.
Yeah, wasn't no
That's
fame.
what they say, like get back to your roots.
Yeah, exactly. It was one of those moments where I was like, damn, maybe I wasn't doing things the right way, like I thought I was, and but things do take time, and people need time to heal, and hurt people type shit. So, the timing was pretty well. It was pretty well. So DGK, like so, I feel like the better I do, like DGK does well, right?
You're the leader.
Because it doesn't stop. It has to. We both have to perform because we both have goals of achieving, right? So I don't look at myself as, oh, I'm bigger than DGK. And I don't look at DGK like it's bigger than me. I just look at it like, damn, this is a huge responsibility that still falls on my shoulder as long as I'm active. If I call it quits tomorrow, then DGK will have to rely on a different type of like piece of machine. But this type of piece of machine is fucking irreplaceable, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I got to keep it up.
Yeah.
I got to.
It's your personal brand.
Yeah.
People are infatuated with you.
Yeah.
Your journey.
The story, the journey, the legacy.
How long of a hiatus did you take off skating?
I always took hiatuses off of skating. Like, it's just some moments you fucking fall out of love with it. Some moments you in it because of the energy, the vibe, seeing the young dudes do their thing, hungry to come up, tricks is being like thrown around, being able to just have the heart to get out there and still fuck with the little young dudes and shit like that. Like getting the respect back a little bit more, or just having them see the tricks that I can do again, or that I'm learning to do again. Like while I'm doing it, like learning in front of them, you know what I mean? Like just
so they
damn near like taking it all in, every last bit of it, and being being able to be vulnerable again too around people, like in the public, like falling and just being accessible and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like not being that super I'm too good to hang around you type of nigga. Like go back and skate with the little young niggas and get it cracking,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you catch on to tricks quick, or are you just very persistent?
It's hit or miss. I ain't even gonna front.
Okay.
Yeah. Some days I'm like feeling it. Some days I'm over it. It's just one of those days. But I can always enjoy looking at it, like from an outside and looking in now, like, oh, he not here to like perform, so I can watch other people like really get busy and then be there for them to support them and shit too.
Before the Virgil campaign, where it basically that kicked off, like Pac said, just a massive wave. Did you already have contacts with Nike? Had you guys already done some stuff, or was that kind of after that? Did they reach out at all?
Mm-mm.
Really?
No. Yeah.
So it was just by way of Virgil.
No, I have friends.
I was about to say,
I have friends that work at Nike.
So when that came together on its own without Nike being involved, really, right? I guess Virgil reached out to you. Did Nike know about it, or did they just they were like, holy shit?
I'm quite sure they all know.
Right?
And yeah, I'm quite sure.
Because what a move. Like,
it's pretty
what
cool.
a move.
It was cool. I mean, it felt natural. I can't front. It felt natural. It felt like a good move for me. Even when he was like, oh, I'll post it. I'm like, oh, that's lit.
How long ago was that?
2019.
Which is because it's crazy, because if you go in a Neiman or Saks or anywhere right now, most of the designer shoes that are popping are all skate shoes.
Yeah, no, that's cool too. I think that's pretty dope though. Yeah, because Pharrell and
that's big.
I can't
discredit that.
A lot of the outside dudes that skate.
Yeah. Have you ever skated with Pharrell?
No, I've never skated with Pharrell, but I've skated with a bunch of dudes, and at first I was kind of like iffy about everybody's cause of coming in, like because of the core values that I grew up,
Culture.
like the principles, right? But after been doing this for so long and seeing how big it has gotten everywhere, you can't help but to give everybody their individual props for like pushing it as far as they can for the narrative of skateboarding, which is dope. You know what I'm saying? So like you got Tony Hawk, you got Pharrell, you got Lil Wayne.
Yeah, what do you think about Wayne? Because when Wayne came in, he blew up Vans. He crossed that hip hop into skateboarding in a major way, like a real like worldwide, global way.
Yeah, Pharrell did it first though. Pharrell did it first. And then Wayne
I guess just my age.
Yeah.
It's like I more took notice of.
I seen it all happen.
Yeah.
From the birth.
From ground zero.
The start. Yeah. But I'm like, like Pharrell did it first and he did a dope job. And then Wayne did it as well. And it's just different eras. But they're still around, still pushing the narrative, which is really dope. Like you can't take that away from them. Right. Because at the end of the day, it's not even all about performance anymore. It's about the narrative of skateboarding and do you represent this? Because at the end of the day, none of us is going to be bigger than Tony Hawk. So we share this whole other pool together. And as long as we're in the pool, like big fish, little fish, goldfish, bluefish, who cares, right? Are you in the pool though, right? Yeah. So I'm honored to be in a pool amongst greats, right? That has contributed to skateboarding. And I'm like, I'm cool with that. And then I can acknowledge everybody else too that like put they 10 toes down to push the narrative the best way they could, whether they was about performance or not. You know what I'm saying? So like I've seen Pharrell put it in videos, do the mini ramp stuff, like have the skateboard P narrative, creative director Louis Vuitton, like, you know what I mean? Like his success and his clothing and everything, like just kind of like speaks for itself. And then you got Lil Wayne, that's still one of the best rappers, best performers, changed the whole narrative style of a black rapper, for real, and got into like kind of fashion and skateboarding and dedicated itself to learning some tricks and staying active with it, right? Like you can't take that away either though. Yeah, it's not hard to do. Like, and you got to have heart to even be about what you want to be about, because everybody wants you to be about the norm. So I've watched him come and grow into what he got going on now, and I can really only give him his props and support him on his journey. You feel me? Because he did it too, though. You know, so and whoever comes after him too, you got like Rich the Kid.
Yeah, I was gonna say Rich the Kid is crazy with it.
Yeah, I skated with him. I knew him since he was young in Atlanta.
Yeah,
and you know what I'm saying. You know, Rich is a real one. I got to give it to him though.
Yeah.
Then you got my man Reese LaFleur.
Okay,
he skate. You know what I'm saying, and then the one dude Hopskin, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hobson.
Yeah.
And I don't know anymore after that.
Who's a young? You have a young up and comer that you're like stoked on, or you like watching, or you're like, man, this guy's gonna kill it one day.
There's so many young dudes. My man Take 45. Yeah, he's pretty lit. But outside of that, I listen to my little nephew Show Out. I watched him grow into like a little star too. Outside of that, I listen to like the old shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Wu-Tang, like Gangstar, like just, you know what I mean?
Who got guns, man?
Yeah. Almost went then like Griselda, you know what I mean? Westside Gun, Benny the Butcher. Benny the Butcher, my favorite artist right now.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do you skate to music when you skate, or you headphones in, or nah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You like to hear what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on. But you just edit that in. They made it so easy for editing these days that you could just
do it off a phone.
Film it on your phone, edit it on your phone. Man, that shit used to cost tens of thousands of dollars back in the day.
And you'd be like, did you get it?
Yeah, did you get it? You had to email it, and oh my God, it's a beautiful day today. So
yeah, it's crazy how quick that advanced. Because like you would think we're talking about 100 years ago with the VHS and all this other shit, but it's like really like what, 20 years, 25 maybe, like not even.
Years, yeah.
Think
Maybe
about it.
25, like
You
maybe
could
little
post a
more.
skate video today and a sponsor could hit you up tomorrow and be
DVDs
like,
was like short-lived.
yeah.
How
Because it
long?
went
How long?
straight
How long?
digital.
How long of a run you think DVDs had?
Like 5
For
to 10
skateboarding?
years maybe? No, for just
Not just
general.
period.
Oh man.
Because it did DVD, then it did like Blu-ray.
And then it just went digital.
15's the full
10.
run. Yeah, I'd say 10 hard. I mean, you go to Best Buy now and they don't even have
I think
damn near-
VHS had a longer run.
I was about to say, what's
Yeah.
the long? What's the VHS run?
had to have
about
been
the
like
same.
20, 30, 40. Definitely longer than DVD for
Yeah.
sure. And
yeah,
CDs.
yeah, CDs.
Because you know
too.
what it was? Apple came out with the iPod and all, and like that was a wrap for it after that.
Yeah.
Napster, all
MP3, the stream.
It led to that.
Yeah.
And they were like, Apple came with a solution of like, all right, everyone's burning CDs and pirated music. So we're going to let you just buy the song now and stream it on this device. And they changed the whole fucking game.
I remember having one when they first came out, bro. I had a little MP3 player.
Me too.
I'm on Napster, downloading every
Thousands of
remix
songs.
and every type of shit. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, and every artist was dropping remixes with 4 other people on it that you couldn't get anywhere else except for online. So that's what was crazy too. And the musical.
Datpiff.com.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a little bit past
Is that
my
still- is
time,
that
but
still around?
yeah, we were on Napster.
Probably, yeah.
Probably on.
I know SoundCloud's, the bigger one now.
No,
but
SoundCloud. Yeah. I remember when all of these things dropped.
yeah.
Yeah. Like
World Star Hip Hop was,
Yeah. You know what I mean? What's the dude that invented the Q?
yeah.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Q,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
What's an average day for Stevie look like these days?
Average day?
Definitely at the gym at 10. In the gym at 10.
Now I'm up at like 7. And then I'm at the gym at like 9:30. And then I'm back home. And depending on like what I got to do that day, I'm pretty much working on like new shit till about 7. And then watch basketball, eat, go to bed, repeat. Like I don't really do too much no more. I got my kids on the weekend. So just being prepared, being dedicated. Maybe they need me throughout the week. So just being open to just being able to just be a dad and have a life too, because I spent more than my life having a career and being a businessman. Sometimes I'll just be wanting to just be a dad and shit, which is hard because now my kids is grown. They like, all right, nigga, I'm going. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
When do I have to be home? Yeah.
No, I'd be a dad, like, with the money.
Yeah.
Like, they be needing stuff. So it's like, it's cool. Like, they just high-end teens and shit. Not high-end, like, just like older teens that need shit. So, like, being there for them is pretty dope.
Your road being the way it was, though, that young, to be able to raise them and know better, or be able to predict the curves coming and see things, that's got to be massive, though, because to be 14 on your own with a skateboard across the country, and then 5 years later, pro, from 14 to 19.
Yeah. It's like a long
That's a
5
run.
years. That's a 5-year run?
5-year run of like
being on the
San
But then
Francisco.
you're doing that, and then now they're like, "Yo, we're gonna go travel the world."
I didn't know I was going to travel the world.
Yeah, it's
I'm
pretty
just
crazy.
like on the team.
I bet
just
that
happy
changed your
to be-
perspective after you did that first world tour.
It changed my life for real. It really did.
I think
I went back on tour again. Like I was going on tour. I was all over the world, like everywhere, right? And it didn't really hit me until I had like my 3rd child. It's crazy. It's weird. Life is weird.
Mm-hmm.
traveling's
So,
important though, because you
yeah.
get that perspective. You
Well,
realize
I was in a different perspective of life. Of like my life was just about traveling. I got caught up in that type of thing.
hard for you to sit still.
Yeah, like that's all I kind of knew. And then it only because it started when I didn't know how to do it. I learned how to do it. And then now I'm showing the kids and from DGK and like people that's traveling. It just became like a thing. Not to say that it took over my life because it's a business aspect of like what I did, but like being able to like understand like, damn, you got 3 kids, like 2 of them you didn't really spend a lot of time with, and like what you gonna do with this one? Like it's weird. So it just planted that seed of like, what should I do with my life and my time, and like, what do I truly love doing? That's how fitness came in my life too, because I wanted to do something different that involved like being around, having enough time to be available for my kids and shit, my family. Yeah. And that changed my life into a life that I'm like, damn, I like
Talk
this.
about that a little bit. Like, what's fitness done for you?
Fitness brought like a self-discipline aspect into my life, and knowing like you could lose yourself in a week. You know what I'm saying? And then after that week, you just piling on. So it's harder to just like, if you don't want to look like what you don't want to look like, then you will want to work on that and not let yourself go for at least over a week. That's what I say. That's what I've learned, because after a week, you just like, all right, well, fuck it, I'll just do the same shit. Then that should turn into a month, and then to get back to where you was from the week that you fell off takes about 4 weeks, maybe 8 weeks now, because you already
Depending on how long you stayed off.
Yeah, depending on how long you stayed off, and then now you got to start all over again just to get back to that week. And mentally, that's not a lot for people. You rather just like keep doing what you're doing, and then maybe you'll get back to it though. And I felt like, all right, well, now I got this new time. I can schedule certain shit a certain way. Like, this is how I'm going to kind of like run my life. And I started taking classes and being dedicated to my workout and the nutritional regimen of it, which is important. And seeing the results and being like, okay, I like that. I'm fucking with that. What else can I learn? Like, and then it's been a 3-year journey. So now I'm kind of like, all right, yeah.
What type of classes did you first start taking out?
The same classes, these high intensity training classes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 7:30 in the morning. So I'm up at 6, getting ready, doing my thing, walking to the gym, and like.
Is this at Dog Pound or?
This is at this place in downtown LA called Hardcore Fitness, where they have like core training fitness classes every day. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
You do yoga as well?
No. These HIIT classes. Yeah.
What do you think that helped your mental, as far as like,
well, the
getting your body
discipline, the discipline, right? Because you know, when other people see your discipline, they'll take you more serious. You can say you discipline all you want to. You think you're disciplined, but how they see you, they like, nah. So like, you know, not going from like being non-trustworthy and like just other things, and replacing that with I could show you better than I could tell you type of vibes, instead of, you know, arguing and going back and forth or just making people just want to believe you. Like, I feel like the gym and the discipline shows that, like, if you can at least get this type of shit together, like, you can have some other shit together too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that means like life things and putting things in order, putting things in perspective, what's important, prioritizing and things like that. So it's like, how would I prioritize my nutrition, daily intake, along with like spirituality or my kids and my mom and my family, my dad, like my life, my business partners, like my real responsibilities in life outside of like the distractions and shit like that. Like, what's important? Like, those that's what the gym brought to me, like putting those things in perspective and prioritizing those things in my life, which I value. And then, like, you know, fucking around with some distractions here and there, but staying disciplined. So it's like no different than staying away from like candy and sugar and shit like that, you know, like stay away from other shit too. Kind of stay in those like core values of your own life.
Brings you back to baseline.
And if it's not working, just fucking quit and then go to sleep, repeat, wake the fuck up, do that shit over again. Cause you need your sleep and shit like that. Peace of mind, knowing what you kind of want, what you don't want, knowing what you should have, what you shouldn't have, things like that. And things that I probably took for granted in my younger years, for sure. Just running through the world, just thinking I'm invincible and like, yeah, you know what I mean? So I feel blessed for the most part when I'm in the gym. So it's like, all right, well, shit, I could just do this for the rest of my fucking life too, and skate and work on my business and be a dad and just work on that. Yeah.
What got you into the gym?
Yeah, being a dad. Yeah, because my kid's mom, she does really cool stuff too, right? She's an entrepreneur and she travels in and out of the country. So she was going on this world tour and asked me to watch the boys. And when I'm like, what you mean watch the boys? Like, I don't get up until 11. Like, what do you mean? And she's like, well, you better start getting the fuck up when they get up. And I'm like, shit, what am I going to do? And that's how I found the class. I'm like, all right, this should be a time for me to like get my ass up, go to this class and like see what's cracking. And it worked though, because right when I walked in, they was just about to start the class the day that she left. So I had to get up just to take them to school. And I was like, what am I going to do after I take them to school? Like, I'm already going to be up. And if I smoke weed after I get up and I go back to sleep, I'm not going to wake up until they get out of school. And like, so I missed like all of these hours. And I'm like, all right, well, let me go check out this class. Checked out the class and it was like, all right, I can fuck with it. And then I just
Stuck with it.
Yeah.
It seems like you're good at, when you find something you like, you stick with it.
Yeah. I pass up a lot of shit though too.
You what?
I pass up a lot of shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know when you don't like it, like, nah, that's not for me. I'm not
yeah.
But you don't go back to it then.
8 times out of 10, probably not.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you do find something you like, you're like, I'm sticking with this. I'm with this. I'm sticking with it. Because the only reason I say that is because like, as long as you've been skateboarding and doing all this shit, not a lot of people do the same thing like that for that long. And yeah, you've taken hiatuses and breaks and stuff, but it's like you always came back to it. You know?
Yeah, I never went all the way fully away from skateboarding. I just got into business, and that took a lot out of me, emotionally. I can't front. It's a real emotional, non-emotional game. I could say that.
It's a good way to put it.
But I understand it now better when I was younger. And I don't know if a lot of kids these days have been through like the ring of fire of corporate just yet. But to make it out of that and understand it without having any like ill will or anything, like I don't have any resentment against anything. Like it's pretty cool because I understand the game, and it's not an easy game to play. So I respect the players of the game, and if there's something that like will involve me to like do that again, at least I'll know how to like go about it. But I was thrown in that shit at a young age, like. And it's not the coolest because now I know what to look out for. So like I see a lot of these dudes today, they may have a lot of dope stuff, but they just don't know what to look out for. And then they like rush into certain things that's there. But if you don't look out for certain things, like you're not going to have that shit in the end. It's weird.
They're going to take it from you.
Or like, no, they're not going to take it from you. Like you probably, I don't know.
What would be advice you'd give your younger self?
What'd you learn going through the corporate ring of fire?
What did I learn?
Yeah.
Damn, I learned a lot. I would just say definitely own all of your IPs, just because, just from the beginning of time on how America has been built and brands have been built, like those are the true values.
Like get the trademark.
Yeah, just make sure you have your stuff together. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't even about keeping any secrets or like gatekeeping anything. It's just like, bro, the best thing that you can do is just
take the right steps.
Take the right steps. Don't cheat. Do things correctly. You know what I'm saying? Like, cross your T's, dot your I's. Don't try to like, go around cut any corners. And just try to be as authentic as possible to the message of your brand or your purpose. That's like, it's crazy because anything outside of those lines is a little weird. But, you know, I had to learn a lot of that shit the hard way and have integrity for your craft. Yeah, because once you lose that, that's when like shit can hit the fan.
Yeah, we talk about that sometimes when you just drop something to drop something because you need to drop something and then you're not even really feeling it yourself.
Like you have to
That's
do
when
it.
that's when you know there's a disconnect. Like it's not going to work. You know, like if you made a hoodie for DGK and then you saw it and you're like, man, I won't even rock that. That hoodie's not going to do that well.
Nah, it's not like that no more.
No?
Mm-mm. It's something that I may not like. You may like it.
Right.
We a global brand now, so the chances of me,
I guess I'm
liking
talking about more
personally
in the beginnings.
In the beginning, it was like that though.
You've gotten to a level most people haven't gotten to.
I had to let that go because you got to let the brand grow. You got to let it breathe. Like
that's interesting.
So
that
just because I don't like it, that don't mean that we shouldn't put it out. Like I don't like that shit. I'm not wearing it. That's another hoodie I'll wear, but I'm not wearing that one, and that's fine because the one that I'm not wearing, somebody's going to buy, right?
Yeah.
And we sell. So somewhere around the world, this big planet, somebody likes that hoodie that I don't like. And as long as we meet the minimum, like that's fine, bro. It's cool, man. Like,
yeah,
I would love to see that hoodie that I didn't like, which I have on somebody, and they don't even know that I didn't like that hoodie, but it came out and he's wearing it. And I think that that's
look,
cool,
man.
Bro. Yeah. But they don't even, they wouldn't, but I mean, as I'm not a designer, I'm like, I like wearing clothes, right? Some clothes I like, some clothes I don't. But if somebody's passionate about DGK and they just love that hoodie, they may see something about something that I don't like in a way that they love. Like, why would I take that away from them because of my personal shit? So I don't really, I'm not saying I don't love DGK and I don't personally take it serious, but when I know how to like disconnect myself from that.
Well, and that's
for the
what
greater good and shit.
That's what you speaked on when you said the brand got bigger than just you.
Yeah.
Because you're building a team, you're going global. It's like it's and that's when you know you have something. A lot of people don't make it to those levels.
No, that's the goal.
That's the goal.
Like,
That's the goal. Yeah.
So like it's cool to get that insight because
look, we did the DGK G-Shock collaboration, and before we could even finalize the G-Shock collaboration, we had to have like a few global trademarks that we owned for DGK before they would even approve the final for the watch. So we had to spend like $40,000 to get these trademarks done around the world. And I was like, damn, I'm like, fuck, 40 bands. But, we had it though, which was dope. And that's what the companies, that's what you have the brand for, to expand, right?
Force you to level up.
Yeah, it forced me to level up, exactly. And I'm learning these things like on the fly. So I didn't know that before.
As you go.
And if it wasn't for G-Shock, we wouldn't have even been protected. So
damn.
Yeah.
That's real game for us and everybody's listening, because you think, oh, let me just get the a US trademark or any of these things, but it's like you go global and someone could just rip your whole shit, steal your whole, what you were just talking about, your IP.
Yeah, people can steal.
And then you got to go battle for that, and hope that you get it. That's crazy.
It's
that's another level.
It's another level.
That's another level.
I had to learn that stuff too.
Yeah.
So I'm not even saying I'm the best that ever did it. It's just, this is through trial and error of what I learned, and then what I like failed at and what I achieved at as well. So some people may look at my failure, some people may look at my achievements, but me, like, I take it all in, right? And that shit is internal. It's mental, it's internal, and that shit is either like you let that shit consume you, or it's like, all right, it's cool because it come with the game, because the bigger goal is to achieve X, Y, and Z, right? Like, I'm not here to like fight the power or like there's no the man that got me down. It's like, no, it's like me versus me type shit though. And like, as long as I can achieve what I need to achieve, like, I'll make sure that like me and my family is good. And I'm dedicated to that though. You feel me? So I want to travel with them and shit like that and do it that way before I check out. So it's like, let me start performing for the fam, right? Yeah.
Keep the shit going.
Yeah.
How is it now, with DGK and everything, you guys, is like, do people still do like skate tours and stuff, or how has the game changed?
DGK just dropped 2 videos last year. I actually had some clips in the video too, which is pretty lit.
That's dope.
The game changed before COVID. And I'm blessed because I told you that nice little run I had that was able to get me like back into the eyes of the public in a dope way. That now it's about sales again, and like competition is always at an all-time high. Like I said, I'm blessed. DGK is one of the top selling brands of the industry. And we just doing our work, making sure that we just stay consistent, coming with quality products and having a dope ass skate team. Brian Reed just turned pro. Will Mazzari turned pro, both from Boston, like just doing it correct.
How do you stay connected with these guys that are like up and comers and want to skate for DGK, or DGK reaches out and is like, yo, we see you, like we want you to, come
we got
on,
team managers and like, we got all of that. Yeah. There's a lot of kids that skate for DGK around the world. So we got a manager and like filmers and people that
kick word up.
It's a machine, machine. I get told what to do. Like, I got to do this, dude. I still work too and shit, but I don't have to perform like these dudes, because if I did, oh my god, I don't think I'll be able to go to the gym and perform like them.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's too much weight thrown around.
We were getting heady earlier, and we were talking movies and stuff. All-time favorite movie?
I would say Belly.
Oh man,
damn, that's
classic, dude. I didn't think I was waiting for something way different. Classic.
What you think I would have thought?
Well, I mean, you started talking Star Wars and Megamind, and we were getting heady like that.
I'm pretty nerdy.
Belly, man, that was on repeat at the Grow House for years. That was just
that's. I only remember because I remember walking down the street one time in Philly on South Street, and I seen the picture of DMX, Nas, Method Man, and I forget somebody else. And I was like, damn, them niggas is superstars. Like, they in a movie and shit. Like, and I was like, fuck, I'm broke. For real. And I watched the movie and I just looked at them like Method Man was like, he was my hero growing up, right? And he made it into a movie, and his character in the movie was lit. Like, he was drinking Remy out the bottle, like
taping up cars and shit.
Oh, that movie was lit. DMX and Nas, and even still to this day, that movie has a lot of knowledge.
Timeless.
It's timeless. It's a classic. Yo.
A piece of history that'll never be
duplicated.
Nah,
you don't think so?
I don't think so, man. Just like technology and shit.
What you mean technology today?
Yeah, just how life's changed.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's either that or it's that.
Like Paid in Full, same shit. Like there's just like that hustle culture is like a moment in time. Like I was just talking about,
that moment, that hustle culture. But Belly, that shit is still cracking, yo.
Yeah. Yeah,
that shit is still
I'm just saying the movie though. Like there'll never be another movie like that in my opinion.
Belly, you don't think so?
I don't think they would. I don't think they would remake it because I don't think they would see the money in it. Did they?
Yeah.
What, Belly 2?
Yeah, Belly 2.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah. It wasn't. It
ain't no Belly.
Impact. Yeah.
Dude, them scenes where he's in Jamaica and they're like mobbing through. I mean, the dude's got the feathers on the top of his head. Dude,
Lennox, See, Lennox, like I said, he was a disruptor, yo.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He was a disruptor. He paid the price. But, that movie, the jewels in the movie from Nas with the little kid, that still applies still to this day. Because that little kid had a lost sense of direction. And today, a lot of these kids still need a lot of guidance like that too, though. So You can watch that movie, like, you can put that movie in right now and it still probably applies till today.
Deep combo. He's the little kid's literally talking about killing somebody or wanting to run off and kill somebody.
Yeah, that shit's.
And Nas is like, it ain't worth it. You don't know what's, and he's a little kid.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
Crazy.
About that.
Yeah. I at the Grow House.
They had a lot of foresight with that movie.
Yeah. We had a
They were
DVD
ahead of
player
their time.
that would start the movie
A lot
back
of that
over.
stuff come from they albums.
Yeah.
Like Method Man's album, DMX's album, Nas's album. That scene with Nas and the little kid comes from one of his songs off of Illmatic, Nas's first album. I forget which song it is, but yeah. So when you seen that scene, you knew the album, it was like, wow, like they painted the picture. Like Hype Williams painted a lot of pictures from a lot of those dudes' album lines and their albums, and like painted it into all like one big, like it was like a hip hop movie almost, but like on some like Scarface type shit.
Yeah, the opening scene's iconic when they're lit up with the black light and they come through after they robbed in the movie. Yeah. What are you working on right now these days besides just working out and stuff, branding wise, project wise, that you can put us on? Because I know we talked about some behind the scenes stuff you got going.
The Lord Williams shit. Yeah, let's talk about that. That's my cannabis, tech, tobacco, merchandise, and accessories brand. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's a brand that I've been working on for a couple years, and it finally came to fruition with this technology that I am going to apply. I'm gonna say that. So it's a reflection of my childhood, like before weed was legal, like I was saying, and kind of give that aesthetics of back in the day vibe. We wasn't really buying weed like this, different packaging. Nigga had a fucking saran wrap baggie pulling it out his balls or some shit like that, or just a super trapper about to get locked up dude that sold pounds, and like, you know what I mean? It was super sketchy back then, but it was more fun because you didn't have time to ask questions about terpenes and fucking flavors and all types of shit you got to do now just to sell some cool shit. So I wanted to kind of make it simple and make it just more about branding and then have fun with it, because it's like another little like passion project that I'm taking serious, but the shit changed so fast that like as long as I take my time and I base this brand about like how fast the market is going, I feel like weed ain't going nowhere. So I'll just work on my branding and then make sure that shit just stay consistent. And out of all of the categories I'm in, you know, somebody around the world will love one of them, or it's going to be somebody that love all of those motherfuckers. But it's just something fun to do, to connect with people like y'all, get on podcasts like y'all, and just kind of spread the word and, you know, help with the technology and shit like that. You know, staying active. Yeah. And learning too. So having Lord Williams allowed me to learn more in the space. People take me more serious. As they see I start doing more and more shit, I get to get help and shit like that. Yeah.
I love that aspect about it. I like when people enter the space from a place of not needing drops, wanting to do cool shit. Like, I just want to do my thing in this place and not worried about like, well, we got to sell this and we got to get a brand dropped and we got to hurry up and push this out and it needs to look like everyone else's stuff. And it's a passion project. It's like we were talking to OVO 40 when they launched Bull Rider Cannabis, and it's the same thing. He's like, no, I'm not in it for the money side. Like, yeah, that's a bonus, but I'm in it for the passion, and I've always smoked weed. So yeah, well, it makes total sense.
Yeah. It's a culture to be a part of if you're not like thirsty.
Yeah.
To be a part of it. You know
It's very similar to skateboarding.
Yeah, similar. And Web3.
Very closed set. Like,
yeah, it's a closed set. Yeah,
like
yeah.
they're going to know right away if you're like, it's like in skateboarding, you try to come hang out with the skaters within 20 minutes, they're going to know whether you really skate or you're just full of shit.
Yeah.
If you're one of them,
you know?
Yeah. I mean,
it's easy to tell.
It's harder in this game because you got anybody that can like do anything I'm not saying there's no professionals, but like, you know, it's just the floodgates is open.
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So how can you be original in a sport with so many varieties? Like, that's my question. Like, how the fuck do you become original with this shit? Damn.
That's what everyone's trying to figure out, especially a bunch of people watching the show. That's the question. Well, that's the question they ask themselves all the time, because it's like there's the stuff that sells, it's hype, and the vibe that people like, this is what's selling and this is what's booming. And then there's going against the grain and doing true to you stuff, but it's a longer path and it might never pay off because if people don't connect with it. So it's this.
What you mean? Like, you can't go too original because
you
might
can
not sell.
But is it going to connect with people? Because like it's right now, like a big thing we talk about in the cannabis space is strains, and how, you know, there's these certain strains that the top 10% of people really enjoy, or a lot of people enjoy, but the mass majority wants purple. They want candy. They want certain strains, right? So it's this thing of like, well, do you play in and say the only strains I'm going to have in my bags are stuff that I want to smoke? It's the same thing as DGK. Or do you also say, well, like someone's going to love this because it's a sweet candy, or this is pure gas. This is, you know, a permanent marker cross. And then this is a Skittles cross. It's something for everyone versus I'm only going to rock shit that I want to rock. It's this weird battle of like, there's a lot of growers, there's a lot of people in the space that have to be in certain areas of
there's just
cannabis.
so much preference all across the board. It is hard to know like what is original, what is good, what's going to be received well for the different brands. You
just got to be true to you.
It's a undeveloped market.
Yeah.
You know,
it's crazy.
It's good.
Yeah. It's a lot of open space.
It's still like, there's a lot of competition. It's just, I mean, the question isn't a hard question, but it is a hard question because like, well, how do you be original in a whole variety of like players? Yeah. You just got to be different.
I love this thing, bro.
Like, you just got to be different.
The way DGK did this thing in the back of your hoodie, bro. You guys kill it with the designs, man.
Yeah.
And then you guys had a spot on Fairfax for a while too, right?
Yeah, Fairfax is pretty much dead.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That was a whole era, though.
It was a whole era. It was a dope era, too. It was crazy that was almost 10 years ago.
And you guys had a skate park on Fairfax, which was rare.
We had the bank. But all of that stuff is doable again, I feel like, through cannabis, if it was consolidated just a little bit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because there is packs out there that's going for like 6 bands, 6,500. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the shit do sell, but like that shit got to be controlled somehow. Like, there's not one brand that really like controls the whole market and shit, huh? Yeah.
No, it's all wide open.
Every brand that I've been running into was like, oh yeah, we doing this and we doing that. It's like, well, then I talk to some people and it's like, well, no, the market is down. I'm like, damn. It's like, there's no like stability.
Nah, it's an unstable market for sure.
Yeah.
The bottom's falling out and the top is random. Like, it's like, it's just like, you know, like brands getting 6,000 to 7,000 a pound or anything like that. It's like, you don't know. There's like variables with it, right? It's like, well, how many are you selling at that? How much product do you even have, right? It'd be like me being like, dude, I'm getting $1,000 a t-shirt, but you find out I'm only selling 5 t-shirts, and you're like, bro, we're selling, you know,
numbers,
like tens of thousands.
Yeah, worldwide.
It's a different. So it's like hard to compare, right? It's like it'd be like trying to line up Louis Vuitton with Walmart. It's like they're in two different games.
Yeah, they're doing two different numbers.
That's a good way to put it. That's a great way to put it.
Game is like luxury market versus mainstream commercial market.
But
volume.
the people that's making the packaging, those are the people that's making money.
Well, and that's funny you brought that up earlier with the business you're getting in, because I was like, it's the mining aspect of selling picks and axes versus going out and mining gold yourself and taking that risk. It's literally that, and no, there's definitely, and I like
and
to,
axes.
yeah,
I like that.
I like to see when it's the same with skateboarders creating brands for skateboarders.
Yeah.
It's the same thing we're seeing in cannabis now, as people from cannabis being like,
The thing is it's different because like what he's saying is like to have a skateboarding brand, you have to be
A pro. Yeah.
Mm.
You don't have to be a pro in this brand.
Weed smoker.
You don't have to be a pro in this.
That's a big problem. Like that's a major problem in this shit. It's like Joe Schmo can come across and be like, "This is the shit right here."
That's what I'm saying.
You got no way of knowing if he knows his shit. You got no way of knowing. Like, and certain people will be like, "Oh, he's not even a grower. Or he's not even this. He's not even that." But it's like,
or how long he's been doing it.
Growers that don't know good weed. Like, there's no level of like.
Well, that's how I was. I was Joe Schmo.
Yeah.
Even though I'm Stevie Williams, I'm still Joe Schmo. Like I didn't know shit, but I was like, damn. After listening for a while, and I'm like, oh shit, but I know what y'all don't know. That's when the playing field became kind of even, low key, because of course I can sit here around all of these weed dudes and hear all of this weed talk and blah 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 blah, but the gear that y'all got on is fucking whack as shit. And y'all think that just because y'all weed is the shit, y'all shirt is the shit. The shirt is trash, bro. The hoodie and that jacket is trash. All that shit is branding is horrible. Like I would never wear that. Mm-hmm. I'll smoke your weed, but wear something else. Mm-hmm. And they was so like caught up on their self that I was like, oh, okay, that's what the issue is. Like everybody think you know it all because you grew great weed. I can't even say anything because I didn't grow great weed. I just smoke good weed, but I can make great clothes and you can't make that. So I see Burner with cookies and I give him the utmost respect because I watched him grow that from the ground up. And he damn near set the bar for cannabis apparel, which I thought was pretty cool. And then as cannabis became legalized in a bunch of different states, I watched it take off in certain retail stores and also the smoke shops. So the reason why I think cannabis brands isn't able to really take off like that because there's no one dedicated retail store to push the coolest cannabis brands. Because the smoke shop's not pushing it. Zoomies push a few. Other than that, y'all left on your own to sell online or in a local store. But we always had skate shops around the world. You feel me? That's the difference between skateboarding and the cannabis. But until there was let's say there was a streetwear store. And instead of it being a streetwear store, now it's like the new cannabis store. And this cannabis store only sold the top cannabis merch, no weed, just kind of like how it used to be. But instead of streetwear, it'd be like cannabis wear or some shit like that. And then you got like your Huffs, your DGKs, your Diamonds, but the newer ones. But it's all like cannabis brands and kind of sell it that way. I could see that. But brick and mortar is dead. So who the fuck will open up a store?
Yeah. I like the idea though. That's dope.
The idea is sick. Open up a store though. Who's nobody?
Shit's over with.
And then like doing the online store, it's like what the fucking point of that? So everybody's stuck on their own, pushing their packaging, pushing their weed, pushing their vibe, but you still have to create the community and shit like that though.
That's because business wise, this shit's still operating like it's 20, 30 years ago.
With
cash. It's,
because it's not, because federally it's not ready.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's no way for them to, to clean it up so that it does make sense. And like, you do have an account where it's like a dispensary that's everywhere. That's like, yo, we only carry the best shit. That's known to like, yo, the Neiman Marcus of weed or like, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm quite sure they're going to do that.
They will. It will. I don't know how long it'll take, but you're right about the points you're making. Mm-hmm. And that's definitely why. It's because it's like, You go to New York, go to a bunch of trap dispensaries and shit. They got totally different product than if you come to Cali dispensary. Like maybe a few brands that are similar.
What you mean, like, because a lot of those brands got to be grown out there.
Yeah.
It's just totally different.
Yeah.
Like what
There's a
people
disconnect.
perceive as popping out there versus what people perceive as popping out here is two totally different things. Except there's a few exceptions. I'm not
But
going
you
to lie.
got, you got to accept that now. I mean, look where we at. Look what we doing, bro. It's like everybody got a brand.
I know.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, out of all of these brands,
which one?
And all of these varieties, how are you going to be original, yo?
Yeah.
That's like, man, like that's enough to keep you up for a couple of days, like trying to figure out.
For sure.
Like, well, fuck it, we'll just do it like this and with a little bit of that. It's like, yo, that's not going to fucking work, yo. That's all. I'm going to take it back to some old school shit before niggas even had to worry about these problems. Like, it's
and let that reflect in your branding.
Yeah, and then just go from there with the branding. Yeah. That's why Lord Williams is kind of like, to me, it's like a new age, like Dutch master type shit, bro. You know what I mean? Royalty, the colors is strong, and we make merch, we make tobacco products, we make accessories, got cannabis, and then we got authenticity connected to the blockchain. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
So it's the future in there too. I fuck with it. Yeah. Well, man, we'll be looking for it. We'll be on our eyes and be peeled for it.
Yeah, please. I'll be back to promote it.
Where can everybody connect with you?
Pretty much on my Twitter, Stevie Williams, Instagram, Stevie Williams. Pretty much either on there, either or. Yeah, that's it.
DGK.com.
Oh, yeah. That's a given. Yeah, Dirty Ghetto Kids. Yeah, DGK. But I'm not on there personally.
Right. But
you
just
wanted to check out some clothes,
brand
some brands and shit. Yeah, or you can check out lordwilliams.io.
Okay.
On Instagram, I took the actual web shit down. But be on the lookout for NFC Blanks.
Okay.
Which is the technology company that I'm going to use to power all of my micro brands moving forward. So
I like that.
Yes. That's
absolutely
shit. Yes.
Well, shit, man. It's been legendary sitting down with you, bro. You got a hell of a story. Man. And I know you didn't tell us everything. So I'm going to run another one back.
Yeah.
I gained some great knowledge about
ESPN
branding
too.
Huh?
They can go type my name in Google and check out my ESPN documentary. It'll probably fill in some of the blanks, but
fire.
I gave y'all some of the story that they didn't get. So
I fuck with that.
I don't really do too many podcasts and shit.
I know.
Like that, though, so probably going to be the last one I do for a while.
Damn. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah. It's all good.
All right, well, shit, man. Stevie Williams, fucking legend.
Time to roll up.
In the building, and we appreciate it, man. First of the day. You already know what it is. We're out. Peace. Hey, stop. Before you leave, roll up another one. We got more episodes just like this. Click right here.